Buckle up and come on along for a little road trip to see a garden legend. So we are here in the Greenfield, Wisconsin garden of two famous garden entities. First, the original knockout rose, and here with Will Radler, who created and bred this rose. So thanks for inviting us into your garden.
Thank you, Erin.
So this is, now knockout did not bloom for us today, but it's all budded up and ready to go. But this is the original knockout.
This is the original plant.
And was born in 1989, is that right?
Right.
So tell me about the trajectory of this plant from 1989 when you first had this one created.
Back in 1989, this was a little pup, and I sent it out to Star Roses and Plants, and they tested it for several years and decided it was worthy of All-America Rose Selections testing, and it won that testing, and in 2000 it became available to the public as a winner.
So we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the knockout rose, this original rose. And so it was 11 years before this rose became knockout, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So was there a name that you were calling it before it became knockout, or was it just a number?
It was just a number.
Yeah.
89-20.1.
Great.
But it had a first name.
Which is what?
Razzleberry.
Oh, Razzleberry. Okay.
Ew,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And then knockout came along, and now we all know it as that. So, obviously, you have been breeding roses. My understanding is from teenagehood, correct?
I've been growing roses since age 9.
My goodness. So, what was it about this particular rose that stood out to you and you said, hey, this might be something special?
A neighbor who was always telling me suggestions for how I could improve what I was doing. And one day she said, you know, if you could grow roses like that one over there, pointing to knockout, she said, you'd really have something.
I'll be darned. That's great. Well, let's go take a look at one of the roses that's in the history of knockout, which is in full bloom right now and looks so great, and then we can continue the conversation.
Great.
Okay. So we are standing under an ancestor of knockout right now. So tell us about this beautiful rose behind us here.
This is a species hybrid, a rose species hybrid called Eddie's Crimson.
Okay.
And I noticed back in the early 80s, I think it was, that this rose had some great attributes that needed to be incorporated into modern roses. And back in the well, I've got my dates confused because back in 1974, I crossed this rose with a rose called Fabergé, and that's one of the great-great-great-grandparents of knockout.
What were the attributes of this rose that you really thought we need to do something with this rose? What was it that caught your attention as a rose breeder?
Well, hardiness. When it blooms, as you can see, it's gorgeous, and it didn't succumb to the common rose diseases that we know a lot of modern or semi-modern roses succumb to.
And would you say that those are some of the features that are sort of the hallmark of your rose breeding, which is hardiness and disease resistance? I mean, is that kind of the hallmark of the roses that you've bred?
That and repeat bloom. You have to be able to repeat your cycle of bloom quickly. You know, put on a good show and keep on putting it on. I wanted to take easy grow roses into my retirement years. And I'm well into my retirement years now. A little bit more work than I anticipated, though.
Well, that's because you went and got 3,500 of them, so maybe that's part of it.
And I've got a little more help now.
Yeah, absolutely. These roses, I'm guessing this one moved with you too, because these roses have been transplanted into this garden. Am I correct about that?
That's right.
So you moved here in, what was it, 1992?
Correct.
And you brought the roses with you?
Yes, but not that rose.
Okay.
That rose was too big.
Yeah.
So I bought a new one.
Okay. But the original knockout that has traveled
Oh,
with you
that
here.
that one I brought with me.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about where Knockout has gone since it became Knockout. There are obviously other roses that you bred that are in the Knockout family as well.
Yes, and many other roses besides knockout roses that I'm little known for, but are still great roses. My favorite among those is a climber that I wish was in bloom today called High Wire Flyer, and it's a deep pink, almost red rose that if grown on a warm building in Zone 5 that I believe we're in now, they keep on switching the zones. It'll grow 12 to 15 feet tall and bloom all summer long.
And the canes will remain hardy?
Yes.
Oh, that's fabulous. Wow.
The last knockout is Orange Glow Knockout. And I've got two more in the pipeline that I know are coming out, and I can't tell you their names. It's a trade secret at this point.
Well, that'll be exciting to see what those are. So I looked it up before our conversation today. More than 100 million knockout roses have been sold.
A lot.
That is a mind-boggling number to me. How do you feel about that? I mean, when you look back at the trajectory of how knockout roses came to be, I mean, in your wildest dreams, would you have ever imagined such a thing would have happened?
Never. But I'm glad it did, because I could breed a lot more roses. I could give to charities that I could never give to otherwise, and other causes. My government nearby loves me dearly.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very happy because of what I did with Knockout.
Looking around your property here, you mentioned that you have somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,500 roses here. Every one that I'm looking at that is in bloom looks amazing. So please, do you have some rose growing tips and secrets that you can share with us?
I think the biggest secret that I can give to any gardener is read up as much as you can to learn about the mistakes that other people have made. But whatever you do, enjoy, because that's what it's all about, and don't worry. Some of your worst mistakes are going to turn out to be the best mistakes.
Oh, that's fabulous gardening advice for growing roses or any plant. That's wonderful.
I can't believe 25 years have gone by.
Yeah, I bet. Like a flash. 25 years and 100 million roses, and here we are. Well, congratulations on just, an amazing plant, and honestly a plant that I think has, changed roses. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic when I say that. I think Knockouts changed everybody's perspective of what a rose could be, that a rose could be a regular garden plant and not something special that had to be set on a pedestal and sprayed and coddled.
That was my idea, breeding roses.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the story of Knockout with us. Congratulations on 25 years, and I can't wait to see what you're coming up with next.
Good.
Thank you. Well, I'm back home now, and I am thoroughly inspired because I enjoyed meeting Will so much. And I'm super inspired to get into the 25th anniversary of Knockout by planting a couple of knockouts. This is the original knockout here. Of course, there are many other in the line now, but I thought for the 25th, let's plant a pair of these originals. So I was trying to think of some place where I need color, and I thought maybe the front of the vegetable garden would be a perfect place to do it. And so I have placed pots on the two far corners of the boxwood hedge, which still hasn't been pruned, by the way. And I thought that would be a perfect place for this color that's gonna last all season. So, you know, one of the reasons why I think Knockout is like the perfect rose for out here is because of its easy care nature. Because I can hook this up to drip from the vegetable garden if I would like to, because I actually have it right there. So I could just run a drip line in here. Beyond that, there's not much to do. Obviously, you're gonna mention deer. Don't worry about it. These guys have been coated in deer repellent, and I will continue doing that on my deer repellent rounds. So I am using my regular container blend in here with some biochar. So one of the things that I learned when I was talking to Will was that knockouts are actually a bit shade tolerant. I don't think you'll ever find a rose that says it likes shade, but knockouts can handle shade much better than a lot of other roses can. Now, I feel like we've all been living with knockouts for so long that we feel like we just know what a knockout looks like, but I thought it might be worthwhile going through a few stats with you as well, so that, to remind myself actually. So, 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, zones 5 to 11, drought tolerant and self-cleaning, no need to dead, has continuous flowers from spring to frost. Cut it back every year for best performance. And that's about it. That's the beauty of the Knockout. Well, there we go. A pair of knockouts flanking the entrance to the vegetable garden here. I love it. Just the color that was needed there. There's my little anniversary nod to 25 years of Knockout roses. Big thank you to Will Radler for letting us come to his garden and see the original Knockout and Knockout's parents and hear the story behind it. I hope you're having a great day in your garden. I'll see you soon.